VolcanOlympus Technologies and Repairs. Welcome to another episode of the Under Civilian Repair series. And in this series, we basically do not present to you a well-polished repair tutorial, but rather we give you tutorials that are raw as it is, uncut, unpolished. You just get to witness the repair as it unfolds from start to end. No editing, no cut footage, uncut footage, just as raw as it is. So you'll get to witness every screw turning. Nothing will just be edited. The main reason why we introduced this series is basically to protect the business and the client from accusations of unethical practices, of unethical repair practices by me, the technician, and also protecting the client should I make a mistake or intentionally. But the word intentionally does not exist in this instance, because we make sure that we are ethical in all our repairs. We cannot maybe swipe out your parts to other generic parts or maybe other dead parts from another client's device. We do not do that. But what might occur that might put us in trouble maybe is maybe I want to remove this cover, this housing cover, and then maybe I cut off this flexi cable that makes the fingerprint scanner to work. Then if I'm unethical, I'll just close up the phone and then say nothing to the client. And then if the client brings a complaint that the fingerprint unlock is no longer functioning, and then I'll have to take the client through this video, and then we'll both watch the video and check if is there any mistake. If it was a mistake, then we'll have to rectify it. But if it's intentional, which is something which we do not do, but if there's a mistake that might occur, then we are liable to compensate that client. So that is like the brief explanation of the history behind this series. I think right now we are at episode 6. I'm not really sure. I'll just have to refer. But everything will be detailed into the description of this video. So right here, we are fixing the A22 Samsung. And then we are just replacing the screen. And then I think I'll have to give this client a new screen protector. I'll just check if I do have a screen protector for this model. If I do have, I'll just have to put it in free, because this is a client of mine that has been so loyal and returning on a regular basis, fixing multiple phones in a month. So for the past 3 months, I've been getting different devices from this client. So I just have to show my appreciation for their support by putting in a free screen protector. I hope I do have the screen protector. I will just check, and then if I do not have, maybe I'll just give them a discount coupon for next time whenever they come for another repair. I don't know, but anything should work. So remember, every time before you remove the cover, you have to remove the SIM tray, and then you remove this. Oh, by the way, this is the kind of screen that we bought this time around. As you can see, it has like the housing, so I'll have to take out every part of like all components. I'll have to take them out and then fit them into this frame, and then from there my job will be done. So it's not much of a big issue. So I'll just set this aside, and then before I commit to this tutorial, what I have to do is to test out if this screen is functional, because sometimes we do get the defective screens from the supplier. So we cannot just mount the screen, put adhesive, and then later on we find that the screen is defective. So if we find that the screen is defective, then we'll have to return it before we get it dirty with all the adhesive and other or glue, to be specific. So I don't know, I hate this part of the job because I'll have to make sure that I do not punch. Luckily the screen was replaced, and then you can see that there's no adhesive beneath this battery, so it will be easy for me to test. So right now I'll plug in the battery. Okay, before I plug in the battery, let me remove it and then connect this flexi cable for this is for what? This is for the screen, and then this one is for the charging port. Am I still in frame? Yes, I think I'm still in frame. So this one is for the charging port, so I'm not going to connect this one. But rather only connect this one. But there are some devices that whenever you do not connect the charging port, especially replacement screens, then you'll find that the screen is not going to function. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in. I'm not sure if what is it that which component can I use to power on the device. Let me just quickly check. Okay, I cannot see which component I should use. Maybe there are some instances whereby there are other devices where, for an example, this is an example where maybe you touch this part and then you put it on the ground. So any metallic part that is neutral, we call it, or that is negative, we call it ground, and then you put it like this, then maybe the phone will boot up. But in this instance, I'll have to find it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to do that. So I'll just take this cover and then put this what do you call this? Okay, let me just return it up this side, and then let me remove this, and then I'll push it in. Seems like it did not attach. So if I'm not audible, please forgive me, because every time I'm busy it's hard for me to focus, but I believe I am audible. And then remember that this video is not going to be edited, so please forgive me if I'm not audible. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to power up the device. As you can see, it's switching on. Then we'll have to wait for it to boot up, and then we are going to test if the digitizer is working, is functional, because some screens come with defects from the factory. So it's not a train smash. If that happens, we'll just have to find another screen and then replace it. Just a few more seconds, and then it should be done. Well, okay, just a few more minutes because seems like this thing of seconds is not working with this device. While we wait, let me just untie or unscrew these other parts of the device. I think this is all okay, so I'll just put this aside and then I'll try to remove this thing. And then we're going to remove this volume key. Make sure you do not tear the flexi. I don't know if I'm still in frame. Yeah, make sure you do not tear the flexi. Put it aside, and then okay, before anything else, let us just continue to test. I'm not going to put it under test mode. Usually this is a good signal that the phone is working. As you can see, even the emergency. Okay, it's working. So let us end the call and go back. Why is it not working? This is also another sign that the screen might be defective. Why? I'm really not sure if this part of the screen is working. I'll just have to prove it. I don't know how to prove it, but okay, let me just lock it. I don't know why it doesn't go back. I don't know, but I do have I do hope that the screen is functioning perfectly. Okay, seemingly everything is functional. I'm not sure about this part around here. I'll just take my risk, and then I hope I'll be lucky enough not to replace the screen later on. So those people are making noise outside there. Okay, so right now we are going to mount the screen. Cut the power, then take out this PC board, and then we are going to remove this part. And then we're going to mount this here so it doesn't have a play, and then we're going to put in this bad boy right here. Okay, it seems like we'll need a little bit of adhesive, but let me just use this T7000 glue. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put a drop on it. Just a drop. Blow it just a little bit so it can stick with ease. And then also this part will also need the glue, so I'll just stick it like this, stick it here, and then from there I will attach it. As you can see, it's sticking because I did not put too much glue. And then from there, okay, still not okay, it's holding. And then from there, I'm going to put this vibrator here. Is it a vibrator, a motor, what? I don't know what you guys call it. And then this right here, place this PC board like this. And then plug in the screen, and then we are going to plug in the charging port. Make sure that it goes in between this space, and then make sure it is plugged in, because if it's not plugged in, the network is not going to function. And then you're going to clean up this lens. Do not put any liquid on the lens so that you sustain the quality of the lens. If you put liquid, the quality is going to deteriorate. So right now we are going to put in the back cover. Okay, before putting the back cover, I think this part has to go in here, or like this, but I think it's like this. Wait, is it like this? Can't be, but this is the bigger lens, yeah, so it has to go in like this. And then from there I'll have to put in this one on top of this one, and then apply pressure. Make sure it clicks, just like that. Make sure it clicks, and then make sure you plug in the fingerprint or the biometric scanner. Then you press it in, make sure it is connected, and then test it. Okay, it doesn't, but make sure it's also closed here. Okay, then let us test. Okay, seems like it's working, so that means this flexi cable is well connected. And then right now we are going to do one of the jobs that I hate, one of the tasks that I hate in cell phone repairing, which is putting back the screws or even taking them out. It's one of the most boring parts, and most importantly, it's part of the boring part of the videos that I post under civilian repair series. I know that can consume so much of your time as a viewer, but please understand the purpose of this video. So try to play at 2 speed, or just drag it out manually so that you find the interesting parts of this video. So far I'll just try to be as quick as possible, but I have to invest some money into buying an electric screwdriver. That will make my job a little bit more easier and faster. So for now, please bear with me. And then Zalung's phone. Ngiyaceda manje. I have to go and pick up my kids from school, my 2 kids, and then my younger brother. So I have to go and fetch them from school, which is why you hear them calling my name. are actually done here. We are actually done. We are actually done. We are actually done. I have to, see, I forgot to put the screw in. I forgot to put the screen, but I'm not going to put it back. It's part of repairing. As an engineer, you should know. If you are an engineer watching this video, you know that these things happen, and then there are certain parts that are not necessary mandatory for you to put back the screws in, because it's only just a screw around this area here on the baby board. So the baby board is already being attached by this, so there's no need. There's no need really. This is also another boring part of cell phone repairing, like cleaning like the old glue. It's the boring part of cell phone repairing. The boring part of cell phone repairing. You left me. I hope that YouTube is not going to strike me with that music that is playing on the background. It's not part of my intention, but someone is playing the music, so please forgive me, YouTube. I'll have to convince the client that we should change this back cover. It's not looking good. Nyaqeda. Hey, that guy, have I? If you are following like most of my videos, you might think that all my videos are the same, but they are not, because every experience is different. As you've noticed that the last 3 videos that I've posted, or like almost or most of my videos are screen repairs, which is also another purpose of this series, is actually showing you that not every case is the same as the other. Every case is unique. So you might find that I'm repairing a screen right now and then I encounter another problem, just like there's this video for A04E or S that I recently posted, where the issue was no longer about the screen, but rather the screen made it impossible for the phone to charge, because the screens, these A series models, the screen, oh, this is not the one, but the screens are powering up the charging ports or the charging port uses the screen's flexi cable to pass current from the charging port to the PC board. So the challenges that we go through as technicians are different on every device. So on this one, it's also a screen repair, but as you can see that I did not replace the screen by taking it out of this frame like usually. So I bought like the full frame and then took out the components and put it into this one. So if you are someone who is learning cell phone repair, then you know that this is like the simplest way of replacing the screen, unlike buying like the detached screen. That way you're going to waste time and you'll need like experience to do it. A little bit of experience. Even though you are a beginner, you can still do it by following the tutorial, but experience is still needed because you do not know the kind of problems that you'll encounter while doing the repair. Sometimes you will plug in the screen while the power is connected, and then when you test the screen, you'll find that when you press like this and then the screen displays, but whenever you touch, it doesn't work. But if you're following the tutorial, you'll see that you'll have to cut out the power and then place in the screen and put back the power and then power on the device, and then the digitizer will start working. But if you do not follow the tutorials and you do not have the experience, then you will think that these videos are useless, but they are not. They can be very educative, and then you can learn a lot from them. But the main purpose of these videos is to protect the business and the client from any mistakes that might happen, or the accusations of unethical repair and business practice. So this thing got blocked in because I did not close it. Whoa, where do we only way? Shit. Okay, I think I'm done with this tutorial. So right now I have to call in the client to pick up the device because I told them to give me 1 hour. And then because I was actually busy with another device, and then so I couldn't allow the client to wait. They wanted to wait, but I decided no, let me just allow them to go, and then they'll come back in an hour's time. This thing is going to give me troubles with YouTube. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. And then I'll have to make means. To find a back cover for this client, and then charge him a few dollars or a few rands, and then so that the phone can be decent again. And then push this in, and then I'm not going to put the elastics or the rubber bands, so I'll just place this in like this, and then surely it will hold in. And then right now I think I'm done. From me, Master King Solomon Kumalo, from VolcanOlympus Technologies and Repairs, I'm signing out. Or wait, before I sign out, please remember to subscribe, comment, share, like, and make sure you tell your friends to book in their devices with us. You can hit us on WhatsApp on 0766071893. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, and then subscribe on YouTube. For me, Master King SA from VolcanOlympus Repairs and Technologies, or Volcano Technologies and Repairs. We're signing out.